Hello, welcome back to my channel YouTube. Me, Sergi here. Wherever you might watch my video, my reaction for Legend of the Galactic Heroes episode 41. And quick thing before I start my usual things and the reaction after that. I'm just gonna say that by now I think my reaction schedule is kind of messed up. My releasing video time is not as usual, but that's because I have things that I need to work on. My livelihood depends on that. So yeah, for the next like 2 or 6 months, basically up until next year. Yeah, up until next year, that's gonna how things gonna go. Sometimes there's gonna be 1 or 2 days that there is no video that I'm gonna upload because again there are things that I need to work on too. I'm occupied by that thing. So yeah, just a quick thing before before the reaction. So and now episode 41. Last episode, finally there is a freaking star map, and I'm pretty hyped when I see the star map, and when the after the reaction and after that I came back and rewatched the video and try to pause and see the star map. And yeah, just like any other star map that came from anime or fictional things, they don't have scale. So yeah, yeah, I don't know why I'm expecting I'm gonna see map scale, like the one in 2000, this map scale, it's important to be able to count the distance between place, So yeah, the resize of it. So yeah, and also that map is a freaking simple map because it's only show the like I said in my last video, it's only show the important part of the galaxy, or should I say they are on the what's called again, the Tauran constellation, right? They're in Aldebaran. Their sun is Aldebaran. Um, I don't know. That's what I pick up. They're at least the Ginga Renpo start in Aldebaran, and through a quick search from Wikipedia, I found out that Aldebaran is like 6.5 million years light away. And the closest star to us is to our sun is Proxima Centauri. It's like 4 point something light years away. And there's also a probe that the NASA or America sending to the direction of Taurus constellation, and that probe will reach or at least get close to Aldebaran system in like 2 million light years away. Fuck! No, 2 million years. What the hell? What the fuck am I saying? The probe is gonna came in close to Aldebaran system, which is 6.5 light years away in 2 million years. And it gets me thinking, if humanity can be able to reach Aldebaran system in the next 500 years, because the Ginga Renpo, I don't know if they call it Ginga Renpo or what, or the things before the empire, the humanity things before the empire, reach Aldebaran, and the story start at 2,800 in what I already forgot. So yeah, basically on the 29th century, right? So wow, I don't know what kind of innovation or technological boom that happened on this anime universe that be able to fast forward our advancement to the stars in just like 200 years. But it's a pretty incredible feat by the looks of it. And I know at the last episode I'm not complaining, I'm just commenting about the floppy disks that Julian make. But hey, they are in the story is written in 80s, right? So of course of course, I'm not gonna complain too much. Maybe in the new adaptation, they finally using a better way to, or should I say, Julian using a better way to watch the historical lesson. So yeah, all the things that I just said now, it's just a minor thing that I don't think that's gonna have a big effect on the story itself. The only thing that I kind of also wanna commenting about the second in command from Rudolf von Goldenbaum, the one that get killed after he get the nobility. It's unlike the Rudolf Kirchheis. So maybe if he's still alive, Rudolf is not gonna be too tyrannical, but hey, even before that, he already kind of doing a bad government thing, But anyway, that's also that, So kind of be curious to see if Longhengram's gonna go down into that path, just like Rudolf von Goldenbaum, because uh, like I said, I think I already said it in a few episodes ago, or I mean, if you live on the internet in the few years before, in these few years, you kind of maybe already encountered the saying that say the absolute power corrupt absolutely. So yeah, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So is Longhengram's gonna go that path to become a tyrannical dictator leader, for the empire? Or I mean, for now he's governing very efficiently, and I think Rudolf von Goldenbaum also kind of doing that, even in a more ruthless way. But hey, anyway, episode 41. Yeah, I don't have any prediction to what's gonna happen in this episode. I doubt that they're gonna go back into another history lesson. So let's just jump straight to it. 3, 2, and 1, play. Oh, so there's not gonna be opening. Okay. I wonder if this is how the most population of German in the 1930, I forget when Nazi takes over, felt, because after the Versailles Treaty, they kind of live in a very restrictive society. Even in Vezan, there's still I under impression that Vezan is like the paradise, I'm not paradise, but place where there are no ration, you know. Yeah, well, human. I think you kinda also doing that too. What's his name again? The Fazan. Ah, hey, don't, don't, don't raise your voice, man. I know you guys are kinda okay, but still, respect. I think he already earned your respect, right, Julian? Yeah, you can see it that way. Hmm. Ah, that's right. I never thought about that. Well, well. I mean, usually politician is some kind of being that jealous, about another person, and they felt like threatened if there is someone like Young Wenli. Man, okay. Oh, so America, America. Hmm. Well, he have Maybe he needs to take over the system then. Now I'm sounding like Shankov. Wow. Ooh. What? What? You want your father's love now? Mm-hmm. Okay. But Fazan is still. Alright, I'm not gonna say it anyway. Their political balance, I'm not buying it, okay? I'm not buying it. This is my first um, hard criticism on this anime. Their political, I don't buy their political balance that they. Thank you. speed. Ooh, what's with this editing, huh? Oh, there is something between both of them. You guys getting hype up because of the name of the operation. Really? Let them play Janken and see who's win is. I gotta rewatch it again. Okay, there is something about their political balance, relationship between these three nation that doesn't really sit well with the logic. Well, just about to say that there is a thing. There's the thing that you can learn from the past that already happened. There's example. What do you think, Royantal? You don't think so? What? Sono Tokiwan, what? What are you gonna do, Royantal? Yeah, that's a quorum. I cannot dispute that, or just a police, intelligence police. You don't have to use like that. Why I'm agreeing with this? um, why am I agreeing with this? Clearly, clearly evil. That's why I like Oberstein. Damn. Ooh. About you? Do you want? Do you wish for that? Yeah, that's a trap hole right there. Yep, you gotta work hard, especially if you want to go against the genius. So then, standard calendar. Well, well. I mean, why you why do you have that um, urge to be the one that be the savior? Okay. Okay then. All right. Okay. Okay. Episode 41. So that's how the thing's gonna go. Operation Ragnarok. My question is, who is the Valkyrie? It's Ragnarok. So there must be the Valkyrie, that take the soldier soul to the heaven and to fight with anyway anyway. So yeah, I mean, um but now I have more times to think about it. Yeah, I have finally have the my first biggest complaint or critic that I have with this anime, because if I'm not mistaken, again, Fezan still technically is a imperial territory, you know. Man, I really need to rewatch again the episode 40, and I think I already watched it like yeah, I already watched it twice. Yeah, okay, yeah, I only watched it the first time when I'm editing it, and so three times with the first time I'm reacting to it. So yeah, I only watch it rewatch it two times, but I already watched it three times. You know what I mean, So yeah, I mean, I thought Fezzan is still the imperial administrative, not administrative maybe, but is still their colony, but not really a colony, but they still control Fezzan. They only give them freedom to do the basic governmental things, but if they want, they can take back. That's what my impression of what the Fezzan independence is. Um, because I think again, this is like maybe my perception of their political relationships is wrong, and if that's the case, then okay, I'm wrong then. So yeah, I mean, I thought that the imperial just leave the Fezzan alone, because I mean it's more beneficial for the imperial to do that. I mean. It means that the peasant will give will be their tool basically to control the Free Planet Alliance without directly controlling have involvement with the business thing that the Fezan did with the Free Planet Alliance. So yeah, very fucking complicated things that I want to explain, but I don't think I have the right vocabulary to it. So yeah, I just gonna save it, and I'm gonna try to watch the episode 40 again, because episode 40 have the explanation of how Fezan being formed, right? So yeah, there's that. So and still yeah, there's only two corridor. I'm not gonna say again about the corridor in space thing. So anyway, Julian now finishing his formal inquiry, not inquiry, formal formal route to be transferred to Fezan, and he's on the way to that. And Longhengram is now preparing his forces to invade the Free Planet Alliance, or the Highness, and especially, but there is a tension, should I say, between Longhengram and Royantal. I don't think that Longhengram thinks too much about it, but definitely Royantal is giving the vibe, to questioning what Longhengram's gonna do. What's Longhengram intention, and the safety of the operation, and that's, I think, Marindorf, Hilda, and Oberstein picking up that vibe that Royenthal give. And also there is this the secret police person, and which I found very weird, because I kind of recognizing what he's saying is not evil. I say evil in my reaction, but it's shady. It's a trick. It's a thing that your regular officer, or your people in power shouldn't do. But it's the logical things to keep the democracy alive, basically. I mean, that's what CIA did, right? That's what any intelligence agency in any country did. There's an intelligence outside the country, and there's intelligence inside the country, that gonna do the dirty work of figuring out if there is any rebel cells going is gonna start. Yeah, and by doing that, if they want to do that, they must step on the civilian rights, whether the civilians like it or not. That's just how the intelligence inside the country is gonna work, and I agree with that. And I agree with that, especially if the form of government that the country choose is democracy. And just like the ex-secret police chief said, and that democracy is like democracy is the worst government, the worst form of government. Only if we not already choose, like, there's the saying by that, I don't know if that's by some president from America, I forgot his name, but until we figure out another form of government that's better than democracy is the worst, best form of government there is. That's about it. So yeah, fuck. This episode again is another episode that should be, at least for me, should be rewatched for multiple times to be able to grasp better about the political standing between the three countries. So yeah, that's it then for my reaction for Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Gingai Densetsu, Hell and Second Class Consummate Sinsal, episode 41. Like my video if you like my reaction, comment below what you think, the government and all this kind of stuff, and subscribe if you want, leave a like if you want to, and dislike if you don't like it. So anyway, that's it then, my reaction. Mr. G here, and be special.